Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be really fun. Right now we're heading down to Hollywood to meet with our two composers. I guess I should probably explain, if you don't know already, that we've actually hired composers to do the actual score, and we're going to be hiring a full orchestra, or as close to it as we can afford, to record the score at a session at Capitol Records. We've already reserved the studio and the time, and so now it's just a matter of writing the music and yeah.
The original idea was that we do a synth score because that's all we assumed that we would be able to do. And so we got back in touch with Gordy Haab, who did music for Mike's short film, The Monkey's Paw, which we did recently. And in talking with him, he got very excited and was saying that it would be really awesome if we could actually do a fully orchestral thing, and it would also be great to bring on a guy by the name of Newmaster, who had also done actually some fan film work in the past and a lot of other orchestrated stuff. So between these two guys, there's a lot of talent there, and we got really excited about the idea too. And so we decided to actually do what we had done for RvD2, which is to just put up donations, the ability to donate for people who are interested, and see what kind of reaction, what kind of response we get. And we got a very good one. And so we decided, all right, well, let's go ahead and do this. We'll pay out of pocket for the whatever the difference is from donations and what it'll actually end up costing. And we started moving forward. So we've had a couple of meetings with them, and we've sort of talked about the different sort of styles and moods and other artists that are doing the sort of thing that we want to do, and exactly what we're after. And now we're actually going to start getting into the fun stuff and actually sort of talk more specifically about the ideas and the beats they'd like to do, and maybe even hear a little bit.
Hey man,
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
No, we just got it.
So, hey, the camera.
Yes.
Come on in. Hey. Not much. How you doing? What's going on, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Does it have the credits?
The opening, no,
Okay.
but we're gonna do that soon.
Cool.
I'll just need to
at least
record
the
it.
timings of that is something.
Yeah, we did get the final timing on the last two shots that we were worried about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gordy Haab, composer for Ryan versus Dorkman 2.
And I'm Kyle Newmaster, also composer for RvD2. And you want us to talk about projects?
Oh, yeah, just stuff you've done in the past.
How you got involved with this?
Oh, sure. Well, Gordy and I have worked together actually for a pretty long time. We worked together in an orchestra called Novo Philharmonic, and I guess we've collaborated on some films before. And so Gordy had done the film for these guys before, The Monkey's Paw.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Actually met Mike online when I was applying for a posting he put up on Craigslist looking for a composer. And we had a great experience working together, and wrote some dark horror film music, which is sort of my specialty. And then I had not even known that he did the first Ryan versus Dorkman, so when I saw it online I was blown away, and just mentioned if he ever did a sequel, absolutely get me involved. And he said, hey, well, I am doing a sequel, so here we are. And Kyle and I are just really great friends, and respect each other's abilities, and have worked together before in an orchestra that we started, and so I figured it'd be a good pair.
Yeah. So at this point, we're just basically gonna show our development ideas. We've got the music over here. We've kind of sorry, get too close probably. We've got some sketches kind of figured out here. We can show you guys a little what's going on. And basically, what we're doing is we're gonna run the sketches for the first time by both these guys, see how they like the melodies, and then Gordy and I'm working in a different studio, at my home studio. Gordy and I are starting to put the ideas in the computer, which are just rough ideas, and hopefully, you get an idea kind of what's going on, and then we'll take it from there. So what we did was kind of came up with two basic. Well, Gordy wrote one theme and I wrote one theme. We sort of collaboratively tweaked those themes a little bit, made them so that they would fit together. And then what we did is we took those two themes. Well, one of the themes. You want to play the theme you came up with first?
Yeah, it's just. And this is all horns. That's it.
So that the idea of that theme was basically it would be presented in the low brass and the French horns, and kind of during some of the more rhythmic things, it'd be going underneath it all. Well, there's a lot of things going on top, but we wanted to also have a theme that was kind of like a catchy sort of. We talked a little bit about sort of the Hans Zimmer type Pirates of the Caribbean, or just a little bit kind of shorter to the point melodies. So we came up with a few of them, and then I actually woke up sort of. This is a pretty simple melody, but have you guys heard this even yet? Any of these themes?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I screwed that up. And then it goes from there.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just that. It's real simple, and the harmonies behind it, you know.
Sure.
Not piano player. Anyway, so
with the orchestra, that would be good.
yeah, so that same thing can be presented with the French horns or with the violins, or pretty much be passed all over the orchestra and, you know, move to different keys. So if it's in here, you know, it's in a different key then.
Yeah, sure.
So the idea is that's a shorter melody, and then when we go to the longer, more drawn out things, like actually one spot we've got that is when you see you guys fighting under the grates, we've got the longer low melody going on with a whole bunch of stuff going on top.
Okay,
So,
great.
so those are our two basic idea melodies, and we've got a lot of rhythmic things. You want to play that one that you're doing right there?
Yeah, actually, I'll talk a little bit about it, but basically what we had talked about before is to make sure that this score had sort of some aggression, some heavy nature to it. So we've come up with a few rhythmic ideas that would accompany some of these themes, particularly this low theme, the first one that I played. And so we have sort of a rough mock-up of what it would be like, somewhat orchestrated.
Cool.
So I'll play that real quickly, and it has a short little intro, and then the theme comes in with the horns. Just some of those accents like this.
And that what we did, actually, we didn't talk about this, is the way we're working together. We're not like getting together every day and writing together and stuff. We just came up with themes. So what we did actually is we broke it into 6 sections. So that first section is Gordy, and then right here, when you hit the ladder, that's when my first cue starts. That goes up to a certain point, and then he takes over again for about 2 minutes, and then I do the final 2 minutes.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we did that. This might not be quite right. Yeah, that's pretty close. And there'll be brass on top. A lot of the piano stuff, that's Woodman's. The piano here. Trombones, not horns. And that'll be much better sounding low brass. And this is actually a spot where, this spot right here I thought would be cool to, this is where Gordy's next cue starts, but would be, since we've been doing all this crazy orchestral stuff, to kind of break it open for the percussion.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here is, after that very simple statement, ba 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 da ba ba da, just need percussion, percussion, pick it in, whatever we can.
Until he does his.
And then John, yeah, I'll show you. I mean, this is just an idea of it. So percussion. He's gonna just percussion. Jump back to orchestra. There, and that'll be.
I would say, yeah.
And actually, you know what? There's something I want to say about that. There's a third lightsaber swing there that I didn't hit, but actually I can add another one there, and then that would actually move the whole thing so that that thing hits the ground at the right spot.
That might.
You know, so because I go there's like a second one and I didn't hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could do that.
I could purposely hit that. I just thought that might be overkill to hit all three, but if you want me to, I could do that.
Don't hit it with the same thing. Don't do da again, but you
But
can.
something can
But
happen.
something can happen with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not quite lined up right,
Again, back to percussion because the idea of using percussion in very rhythmic fashions and big sounds and big drums, I think is great for the action, but also we can just do some really intimate stuff with percussion as well, like I have a little frame drum kind of idea, but if you just play like on the rim of it, you can kind of like
I remember these.
you can have these low kind of chords that are building similar
Yeah.
to what he has here, but if you just have this
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
just kind of like haunting in the background that kind of keeps the pulse,
Exactly.
keeps the scene progressing. But then these things can kind of, so you're creating two levels. You're creating this this forward motion, but also this mood.
Here.
Right.
So what are you hearing there?
I
Something very deliberate, right?
very deliberately, because it's about to change. Can we play it?
Yeah, you hear it starting.
Yeah. So this, you know, doing all this stuff and then sliding into that.
Into that a little quicker?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
well, no, just again, kind of what we said not to do, but with the move. Like
Yeah, okay.
as he's turning around, bring everything down to because the camera is also coming in, so the whole film is honing in on the fact that he's trying to pull my or push my saber out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that you know, once we're actually recording this,
Right.
thing,
Yeah, I think-
every doubt that you
Right.
will have leading up to the moment, I'm sure is going to be.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna sit there and go, oh.
You're just gonna be like, oh my god, I had no idea it was gonna sound that good.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I mean, it surprises me every time too, and I've done it a bunch.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like I'll write something and all day long be thinking, God, this is horrible. You know, I mean, I see it on the page, I know what I want to hear in my head, and then
It's
I
not
listen to these
working.
mock-ups and they're horrible sounding, and I'm like, God, man, this isn't gonna ever work. And then I hear the orchestra playing, like, wow,
There it
that's
was.
pretty killer. Yeah.
So that's what I'm shooting for, a week from Friday of having all revisions
Having
done.
it
So I
done.
don't know, like, I'm planning on working on this pretty much almost every day now for the next week.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, I think you are too.
Yeah, I am too. I just had to get through this soundtrack project, and now that that's done, I think that just already with what we had, and it's not even, you know, it's in the beginning stages of orchestration, and I can hear what it's going to sound like with full orchestra, and I'm pretty excited.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's all that matters then.
That part there where it goes, you know, sort of the choir, it sort of changes the thing. You said there's gonna be the on something.
The woodwinds are
Winds
gonna keep
continue
going.
to play the melody. I just get them in.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then
But
they're
it
going
won't
to.
feel like a change.
No, not at all. It'll feel
Yeah.
like a transition, but the winds are gonna. Sort
Yeah,
of
the winds are
dovetail
gonna
the
keep it
transition.
going, and then after they're done playing the melody is when we're gonna start hearing them going bring, bring, like they're
exactly.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, I hear this low hit right here. There's actually
Okay, yeah, and
You'll
if
hear
we
this
can
low
have
brass hit on that moment, but this
or
definitely leads into it.
yeah,
so
and not
impactful.
even you know, a hit, and also kind of the way the camera swings by us. If it could, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, that would be really cool.
Cool.
Basically, yeah, I can hear that it's there now
Yeah,
that I'm listening.
yeah. Actually, I could probably
Just a volume
move it
swell with
earlier.
the. Is
Yeah,
there
there's
a long
forte
note?
piano.
There is?
And it's-
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's,
exactly.
that's
So-
what you do it.
Perfect.
You
Yeah.
can even have
It's in the score as forte piano, but it's in my mind.
You could even do a not that you should do this, but you can do like a glissando to the next note. You know?
I could, yeah, actually.
Into a short note, that would sound kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Yeah,
or something.
Here, if you want to look,
Mhm.
Kyle, you can see
The-
what happens there. It's hold on. I can't even find it. There it is now. It's this right there. So
That's eighth notes? Or this, the low
it's
stuff?
the low stuff, yeah. So it goes
Okay.
1, 2, boom, boom, and does a hit on the end of 4. So actually, I think it should probably start on the end of 2 rather than 3 because it seems like it's a little late. That horn.
The horn? Yeah, it's actually a trumpet and horn, and then trumpet up the octave up to a high concert C. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
So
Well, then
it'll be really cranking there.
Yeah.
You know? And just so you know, anytime the melody's stated that, you know, ba 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 da, with like 6 horns playing, and a lot of times it's double the trumpets or trombones.
Yeah.
I wasn't able actually in a quick amount of time to make it sound real like kicking ass, but that'll be extremely upfront.
Excellent.
So,
That'll be great.
mine sounded like a guy in the back with a toy trumpet going. Burr, burr.
Yeah.
You know, so-
It sounds the direction it's going now sounds really great.
Cool.
Cool. Perfect. Doing it. This is the spot right here. So
But if you haven't used bass drum in a while,
and it does a hit on that. Kick.
yeah. But
But I
if
could do a bass drum.
you haven't
with
used
that.
bass drum in a while, it'd be kind of surprising just to go slam,
Yeah.
you know, right on that spot.
Yeah.
So,
Let me look it up.
a huge one, you know.
Yeah. Bass drum.
Like that, but this might be a good place because it feels, you know, you've got the drums and stuff. It feels a little high tone heavy.
Yeah, I see what
It's-
you're saying. Yeah, actually,
it's-
I know why I chose not to do that too, because
Okay.
because I do basically a one phrase of it like this, where because it's breaking into something new, and then when we break out of that, I actually bring the cellos back in on the second
Yeah,
half of the
okay.
phrase, doing the
Okay.
that kind of thing,
Okay.
so that it has a sense of building to the
Sure.
to
To
the kick.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
And-
I think honestly, the way this is pretty wide orchestrations, like pretty much everyone playing that melody, and the only thing that's not is the percussion.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's just like ba-da-da,
Right.
whole orchestra, and then the drums.
Yeah, you're right. That'll probably sound really cool. Okay, I
think
take
it'll
back
be
what I said.
I think it'll be cool, but
You've all convinced me.
It's a little bit behind. And we talked about not hitting.
Right.
The strings will be really emotional here. Now this part will be like this big, that'll hit right on that, obviously. The strings are going to be extremely light and
But this is good. I like this.
So you wanted to,
Yeah. Just what do you think?
Well, personally, when I imagine the music ends. The last note is when I get chopped.
Right. Yeah. So basically,
Really?
that the whole boom is just.
I think if you want to hit and you want the music to go away on that moment, you have to hit it, and then let just like high strings hang over for like a couple measures, just like really softly.
Like,
Or
what if
else
I
it'll
just
feel
went-
like the bottom just dropped
da
out,
da or something, bop, and then strings.
just like hangs.
Because it has to get back to the chord that you want to get back to.
I think maybe what we're saying is don't go for the chord. Just make it a structured thing. Build up, build up, build up, and then just let it kind of resolve out.
And basically, I need about 3 days to get it done, flesh it out, and then for the two of us, we need to get together and start hammering out how all the transitions work between the cues.
Okay.
And so once we get to that point, then I think we should meet again and sort of just like finalize everything. You know. And I mean, because it is something that's so compacted into like a short amount of time, and it's a formula that people know.
Right.
And people know what to expect. When you go watch a 5-minute lightsaber battle, you know what you're getting into. So in that case, then that, to me, justifies taking the music, that much further, because people want that. It's almost like if you're expecting it and then you get music that's trying to play this lighthearted, I think that it'll come across corny. But if you juxtapose the two, like in these funny moments, the music is still like, like these two guys are the most important characters in the world, then it'll come across funnier.
Plus, I don't know how, this is just, I didn't know about the whole thing really until probably this last year. Like, I know it sort of all came out about 4 years ago. I didn't really get into YouTube or anything recently. But what I thought was so cool about it was just how awesome it really was in itself, outside of the fact that it was like you guys when you were like 19, running around and having a kick-ass lightsaber battle. That was cool and stuff. But just, dude, it was really good. It was good, and I think that the fact that this is really good what people, a lot of people, I mean, people want that, you know, humor and lighthearted thing, but they want it to kick ass.
Yeah.
And it's gonna.